ECPW action on Rogers. We are at the exhibition here in North Sydney. And who better or worse, depending on your point of view, to get us started off than the self-professed king of maritime wrestling, JP Sims. We're here in North Sydney at the Exhibition Explosion. JP Sims making his way down the aisle. And he might be in a good mood. He's coming off a victory over Chip Chambers less than 2 weeks ago at the New Waterford District Community Center. And the self-professed king has become a bit of a fixture in ECPW the last 2 years or so, after long being a veteran of the maritime wrestling scene, has made his mark now in ECPW. And I know it's not necessarily the same fans we're used to seeing in New Waterford, but pretty much the same response. I have to say, though, regardless of your opinions of JP Sims and his attire, might be trading his crown for a cowboy hat. A lot of people are in the mood here at the exhibition. A lot of cowboy hats and a lot of disrespect to that man being shown. Wouldn't expect any more from JP Sims. But regardless of what you think of JP Sims, he has proven himself very capable. And I mentioned that victory over Chip Chambers, and he's calling our ring announcer, Shelly Brown. Is he forcing her out of the ring? That's just no respect, or he's actually asking to be escorted into the ring. And not much respect for Shelly Brown, who did a great job at getting us started here. And Shelly mentioned that she's stepping in the absence of Commissioner Patterson, who's away on conference duty, meeting with other commissioners from around the wrestling world. No doubt working on exciting things for ECPW, and he's put together a great show tonight. One that sees JP Sims in our opening contest.
And his opponent, hailing from Halifax, Nova Scotia, Ryan Schimmel.
Capable challenger for sure tonight for JP Sims. Ryan Schimmel, who's really won the support of the fans here in ECPW in a short time. He was actually voted as the newcomer of the year in ECPW, and he's had some hard-fought bouts. Ended up on the losing end in matches against Bobby Boyette and Thad Howitt, but pushed both of those guys to the brink. And he is going to be a more than capable task here for JP Sims. And again, he's already had a lot of success in his young wrestling career. Won his ECPW debut at Autumn Aggression against Matt Connors. And was a rookie, but already carries himself like a veteran. And certainly capable of wrestling a powerful style. And as I said, too, he's really endeared himself to the fans here in ECPW. And JP Sims seems less than impressed with the response that Ryan Schimmel is receiving. Fans are having fun, though. We're at the North Side Exhibition Explosion. Great ECPW action. This has really become a great event the last number of years, and I think they really took it up a notch when things moved outside. And you do wonder, though, perhaps that could provide a challenge for the wrestlers with the heat that we've been enduring in this warm, endless Cape Breton summer. So these guys are out in the elements. Yours truly is in a pretty nice setup here. They have me on a stage. I don't have to deal with the sun, but these guys are right in the spotlight. And JP Sims getting a predictable response from the fans here. And Ryan Schimmel, I think if he looks for approval, he'll more likely get a better response, and indeed he does. So I mentioned Ryan Schimmel getting his wrestling career started last year. JP Sims has been wrestling since 2008 as he goes up thinking he's going to get a better response this time. And nope, turns out that side of the grounds dislikes him just as much as the other side did. Color me not surprised. As Ryan Schimmel, he proves to be just as popular with that side of the grounds. JP Sims began wrestling in 2008. Former Celtic Roots champion in ECPW, as he defeated Troy Merrick for that title in July of 2022. Ended up losing it in a four-way ladder match. Very memorable night in New Waterford. Referee in charge, Jeremy Murray, young and up-and-coming official here. He calls for the bell, and we're off and running here with our first matchup at the Exhibition Explosion. Ryan Schimmel, great all-around athlete as well, former football player. And you hear the Burger King chants. JP Sims, he doesn't like to hear that. seems to draw the ire of the crowd. I know some of the people in New Waterford, you'll see sometimes of the Burger King crowns, and I do see one gentleman that's wearing one, and always manages to draw the ire of J.P. Sims. So Schimmel in the red and black singlet. J.P. Sims, and I guess we can say the camo shorts. And in no hurry to engage. And if J.P. Sims is serious about waiting for respect from the audience to start this match, we could be in for a long night. We might be at dusk before we get started if that's his demand. And the Angry Whopper is perhaps a apt nickname for the mood that J.P. Sims carries around as we get a lock up to get things rolling to start this matchup. Again, we talked about Schimmel, very powerful wrestler, trying to exert that advantage in the early going here. And J.P. Sims, a ring veteran, I mentioned he's been wrestling since 2008, so he knows his way around the ring. And a veteran move to just go to the ropes, get that break. And, of course, Jeremy Murray, I mentioned, an up-and-coming official, but this match is in good hands with him on the call, and good work by Jeremy to break up the action, as he is obliged to do when the wrestlers go into the ropes. Another lock-up in the center of the ring, and this time Sims gets the early advantage. Try to go to work on that arm. Never a bad strategy. Try to take away the opponent's limbs. As that's the early play for Sims, is to go to work on the left arm. Schimmel able to break and a chop. There's that power advantage we were talking about earlier. Ringing the arm of Sims and then grounding him at least temporarily. Sims able to regain that vertical base. Ryan Schimmel going to work as Sims elbow to the arm of Schimmel. Now going to work on the other arm and has it tied up. Good fundamental wrestling in the middle of the ring, and even if you're not going to get a submission from this in the early going, you're doing a good job wearing down your opponent, which is the end goal, to get that 3 count or a submission later in the match. Schimmel reversal into a headlock. Well scouted to start this match. You can tell both of these guys have watched a lot of tape on the other. As Schimmel taken down, and good reversal by Sims, was able to use his leg to ground Schimmel. He's quick to get back to his feet. Boy, neither of these guys are giving much of an inch here to start. Well-matched competitors. Expected nothing less, quite frankly. Should be a tremendous opening matchup. Powerful shoulder tackle by Schimmel brings down Sims, and there's another one. Sims ducks, looking for a hip toss reversal, but again, well scouted by Schimmel. Schimmel take over middle of the ring. Sims looking for the ropes, and he finds his way to the corner. He's in a world of hurt. Oh, nobody home. Schimmel's back takes the impact. Nobody home again. Neither man able to get any sort of sustained momentum, but an elbow into the throat there of J.P. Sims. Sims whipped into the ropes. Powerful elbow. Boy, that looked like it made contact with the throat, probably taking a lot of the wind out of J.P. Sims. Crowd very much on the side of Ryan Schimmel. J.P. Sims trying to call a timeout, and there's no timeouts in wrestling, J.P. Well, could be going for a power slam here. Sims trying to fight it off, and he does. Looked like he might be trying to reverse into a DDT. Raking the eyes, and Jeremy Murray over there in a hurry to try to break that up, but some of the damage already done. Fans none too approving of those antics from Sims. Oh, and a powerful axe handle. High rent district top rope. Pays off, though. And further grounding. Schimmel. There's a boot to the back and a boot to the face. Now Schimmel finding himself in a world of hurt. And then Jeremy Murray's got a 5 count, and J.P. Sims is happy to tell him, hey, I've got a 5 count. And J.P. Sims is still not earning the respect of the fans here. Not surprising given the tactics he employs, but doesn't really need to. That's what's frustrating about a wrestler like J.P. Sims. Schimmel whips him into the ropes using the weight of his body, and snapmare right in the middle of the ring. Has Sims where he wants him, and a drop kick on the ground. Could see our first pinfall attempt of the match here. 1 and a 2. 2 count. Good cover. Hooked the leg, but Sims was able to get out. Now Sims might be able to seek refuge on the grass on the outside, and I'll tell you, action spills to the outside. That's not going to be pleasant with the hard grass with the summer we've had here in Cape Breton. As Sims takes down Schimmel. I think he might have taken that impact of that off the throat. Now Sims jawing with the crowd again, and a kick right to the stomach of Ryan Schimmel. Schimmel in a world of hurt here. JP Sims has his opponent backed up. Choke gets to a 3 count. Jeremy Murray, again, the referee in charge, is enforcing the rules as Sims lining up Schimmel with a powerful left hand. International Left-Handers Day. I don't know if he usually punches with his left, but that was a powerful left hand. There's a powerful boot to the head of Schimmel. Could see a pinfall attempt here. 1 and a 2. Oh, almost 2.5. Oh, and a chokehold again. The 5 count being administered there by Murray. Jeremy Murray says you're not allowed to choke, but I don't know if JP Sims has been one to respect the rules throughout his wrestling career. Mentioned he held that Celtic Roots Championship for over a year. Had successful title defenses against Thad Howitt, Jody Threat, Moon Miss, Jonathan Cross. He'd love to work his way back into title contention, and obviously would impress the championship committee, as would Ryan Schimmel. With a victory here, would certainly move either man up the rankings. As Schimmel going to work on the chest of Sims, who counters, and Schimmel taken down. Sims has Schimmel backed into the ropes. JP Sims, self-professed king of maritime wrestling, once again using the ropes to his advantage. As Schimmel in a compromising position here. As Sims using all of his weight and pushing Schimmel's body into the second rope. Pinfall attempt, 1 and a 2, and this time he didn't hook the leg. Maybe that gave an opening to Ryan Schimmel, but Sims might be thinking like he's getting closer. As Sims, also former IHW champion in New Brunswick, held that title for over a year. And 4-year reign as heavyweight champion in a new breed. Champion in UCW as well. Duck of a clothesline by Sims. Series of reversals in the middle of the ring. Neither guy able to get much of an advantage. Oh, there's a big back suplex. Looked like Sims took the imprint of that in the back of his neck. But that might have taken a little bit of energy out of Schimmel as well. Sometimes those high-impact maneuvers can be almost as devastating to the guy that's inflicting the move. As both men now trying to regain their base. As Schimmel at axe handle brings down Sims, and another one. Down goes JP Sims again. Duck of a clothesline. Oh, drop kick there by Schimmel. And into the corner goes JP Sims. Schimmel a clothesline. Sims doesn't quite know where he is. He's going to go for another suplex, belly to belly. Pinfall attempt perhaps, 1 and a 2. And it was tough for Schimmel to hook the leg from the position he was in, and as a result, that opened the window there for Sims to kick out. Tremendous opening matchup here on Rogers. You're watching ECPW Exhibition Explosion from the North Side Exhibition. Great to see all these fans outside enjoying the weather. As Schimmel perhaps looking for a power slam. Countered. Throwing her right in to the mat. Pinfall attempt here for Sims. 1 and a 2. Oh, and a 2 count. Maybe 2.5. Murray, a pinfall attempt at a 2.5. Sims not happy that Murray took a second to get into position, but Jeremy Murray was smart, though. I think he kind of abridged his count on the 1-2 to make up for the lost time. So no problem with that. I think that was a fair count, and Schimmel was able to get up. We talked about how JP Sims is the professed king. He's now asking Ryan Schimmel to bow down. Don't think that's going to be happening. Schimmel throws Sims down to the mat. Could be a pinfall attempt here. 2 and a 3 counts.
Here's your winner, Ryan Schimmel.
Ryan Schimmel with a big victory here over JP Sims. What an opening contest it was. And the powerful Schimmel gets back in the win column. And I'll tell you, that's quite the notch on the resume of Ryan Schimmel to pick up the win over JP Sims. And back in the win column, that's a big win to beat a veteran like JP Sims. Ryan Schimmel, well-earned victory and certainly a game effort from JP Sims, but a tremendous victory for the popular Ryan Schimmel, and he's going to go celebrate with the fans. Why not? Fans love this guy, and he's given them another reason to, as at least temporarily, he's quieted the large mouth of JP Sims. Ryan Schimmel with a big victory over JP Sims. You're watching ECPW Exhibition Explosion on Rogers.
Welcome to our third annual Pumpkin Tour Fashion Show out here in Halifax. Join us at Diabetes Canada as we change the conversation around living with diabetes.
If I could tell my past self, just stay strong. There's going to be lots of hard times, but you're going to come through it, and the next day is going to be better than the last day.
Tonight's Pumpkin Tour Fashion Show will be like any other fashion show you have been to. Every model you see on the runway tonight is one of the more than 4 million people diagnosed with diabetes in Canada. Diabetes Canada is working hard to change the conversation around diabetes, from one of shame and blame to one of empowerment.
I tell my past self that this is going to change the trajectory and the journey you take in life, but you're going to learn resilience and strength and meet some amazing people along the way.
We also want to take the chance, this moment, to thank our sponsors. Their support really does make this kind of an event possible.
Hi everyone, my name is Sylvie Mahoney, and I'm super excited to be here today. I've been living with type 1 diabetes for 4 years. Pumpkin Tour is all about celebrating us and our diabetes. Thank you for being here and supporting this awesome cause.
The theme of tonight's fashion show, which is sustainability, right? Wearing clothing that is centered around sustainability, thrift, secondhand fashion. So like super fun. It's like totally on brand for tonight's theme. Something once loved can still be beautiful.
All right, how did everybody enjoy our opening match? We have got a hot crowd here tonight at Exhibition Explosion. Do you like what you see here at East Coast Pro Wrestling? All right, we got a couple minutes to say thank you to our sponsors, because without them, we wouldn't be able to bring you the shows that we do. So we want to say thank you to the Cape Breton Exhibition. Give it up, give it up. Energy Solutions, Big Daddy's Pizza, Sprawler Brawl Mixed Martial Arts, Seaside Communications. We have photography here tonight by Shane Bilge and Chad Tobin. And of course, Joker's Wild Entertainment helping us out with our sound system here tonight. Let's give it up. Give it up for Jeremy Murray. Are you ready for your second match of the night? I can't hear you. Gotta be louder than that. All right, then let's get to it. Your second match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from the Canadian Badlands, Bad Thad Howitt.
Bad Thad Howitt. Someone who's made his mark here in ECPW as we get ready for our second contest of the evening. As he is a tremendous competitor. not only success in ECPW, he's been a champion in New Breed Wrestling, the heavyweight champion for over 200 days, and made his debut in 2021 in ECPW, wrestling debut in 2015. He's got the war paint on, and in his time, he has victories over Andre Mayette and Jonathan Cross, and a victory over Ryan Schimmel back in June. And recently challenged for the Celtic Roots Championship, and as we were talking about in the opening match, he's somebody who would likely get back in the conversation for championship opportunities if he were to emerge victorious here tonight. As the strains of Beast in Black bring out Bad Thad Howitt to the ring. Tough customer. We talked about his win over Andre Mayette. It was a rare pinfall loss for Andre Mayette that took place on these very grounds.
And his opponent, our hometown boy, hailing from the island of Chizenko, Rick Chizenko!
Here's a guy who's popular with the fans from the island of Chizenko, Rick Chizenko, who made his singles debut earlier this month against FKA. And made his ECPW debut, made a big impression in the Sam McLean Rumble. Eliminated FKA. Rick looks in great shape. I said he made his ECPW debut at that Sam McLean Rumble. Debuted in England earlier this year and already making quite a mark. And he's very popular with the fans here in North Sydney. Is Rick Chizenko, and obviously has friends and family watching him here. I would think he would have the decided home field advantage or home court advantage, however he wanted to frame it. However, he's wrestling a man in Thad Howitt, who I don't think will be fazed by that. But Chizenko made his debut with American Super Slam Wrestling in a Rumble match in England in April. And his ECPW debut came in the Rumble where he eliminated FKA and actually scored a pinfall in tag team action. Although FKA was able to avenge that loss in August, so that's something that Chizenko will look to avenge down the road, but he's got a big task tonight in the hands of Thad Howitt. This should be a great matchup. Contrast to styles, obviously. I mentioned Thad Howitt's a 10-year veteran in the squared circle, and Chizenko still in his rookie year, but he's been certainly very impressive in his first year. Of course, Rick has been a passionate wrestling fan in Cape Breton and has become a fixture in the maritime wrestling scene, I guess, in ECPW we can say. So, again, Jeremy Murray is your referee in charge. Did a great job in the opening contest. He says to ring the bell, and we're underway with our second match of the night, ECPW's Exhibition Explosion from the grounds here in North Sydney. As got to lock up to get things underway. And no real height advantage either way. Thad Howitt, bigger of the two, although Chizenko actually may have an inch or two of height on him, but definitely not a small man's match for sure. So should be some great heavyweight action. As Chizenko wrestling on his home island. Another lock up middle of the ring. As the two tussle their way around the ring, no one able to get really an advantage. I was just talking about that. They might be evenly matched physically, and that's kind of bearing out here in the early going. And I think maybe both a little bit frustrated that Rick Chizenko trying to get the crowd on his side. Maybe he can use the fans to his advantage. Little home field, never hurt anybody, I guess. Well scouted there by Howitt, keeping Chizenko's arm behind his back. As Howitt keeping Chizenko's arm behind the back. Chizenko trying to come up with a counter. And a powerful slam takes Chizenko down to the mat. Oh, what a leg drop by Thad Howitt. What elevation he was able to get. Great agility for such a big man. I think this is where he's making a mistake, though. Instead of trying to appeal to the fans, he should be jumping right on Rick Chizenko. And Chizenko, maybe that extra second bought him some time. He was able to take Howitt down. Now going for a slam of his own. What a display of power with one hand. Howitt goes down to the mat. Boy, a couple of powerful men here in the middle of the ring. As Clothesline duck by Chizenko. Shoulder tackle. Howitt takes Chizenko down. Has some big-time impact maneuvers here in the early going of this one. Howitt off the ropes. Chizenko looking for a hip toss. Down goes Thad Howitt. And he's going to go outside, perhaps a little bit rattled by the rookie, Rick Chizenko. And looking for the proverbial reset is Thad Howitt, as he makes his way outside the ring. And perhaps begrudgingly acknowledging the fans there. Chizenko coming outside the ring, and I mentioned, too, that's a hard ground surface out there. These guys are going to have to be pretty careful. Howitt in the ring, Chizenko after him, and Howitt was perhaps able to take advantage as he gives a big, powerful forearm to Chizenko in the middle of the ring. Looking for a suplex. Chizenko appears to have countered. Chizenko and Howitt, middle of the ring. Howitt being back to the corner. Oh, powerful back suplex by Chizenko. And Howitt was feeling the impact of that on his back. Chizenko first to his feet. Backing Howitt into the turnbuckle. Slammed his head. He's going to go coast to coast. Going to go to the opposite side. That Howitt reluctantly along for the ride. Is he going to go to all four corners? That's the third one. And is he going to go to the fourth corner? Yes, he is, with big-time impact. That Howitt doesn't know which corner he's in after those four powerful blows. Chizenko now lines him up. Oh, nobody home. Last instinct by Thad Howitt gets out of the way. Now he tries to back up Chizenko. He throws all of his weight into the solar plexus of the rookie Rick Chizenko. And now Thad Howitt's going to take full advantage of that 5 count. Lifts Chizenko up. Backs him into the opposite corner. Oh, boy. Chizenko's back and neck. We're feeling the impact of that one, I think. As Howitt has Chizenko lined up. Big time chop. That'll leave a welt tomorrow for sure. As Chizenko taken down as clothesline. Chizenko topples over. Pinfall attempt and just a 2 count. 2 count. Jeremy Murray, referee in charge, doing a great job. You're watching ECPW on Rogers from the North Side Exhibition. ECPW Exhibition Explosion. As Howitt kick to the stomach there of Chizenko. Chizenko finding himself in a world of hurt fans trying to rally behind the hometown boy. He's on his island, the island of Chizenko, but that's not doing him any good at the exact moment. As Howitt putting his foot into the throat there of Chizenko. As Howitt has Chizenko in the middle of the ring. Chizenko punching a clothesline. Down goes Howitt. And another clothesline. Howitt taken up for a slam, but he counters. Into the ropes goes Chizenko, and a back suplex. Topples Chizenko over. He's in a world of hurt after that one. I think it took a little bit of Howitt, too. He was second-guessing where he was. As Chizenko now trying to regain a vertical base. As Howitt has Chizenko down. Can he take advantage? Chizenko being pulled up by Thad Howitt. The juggernaut, bad Thad Howitt. As big suplex. Oh, it's reversed into a neckbreaker by Chizenko. Now both men find themselves down. I don't know where Chizenko pulled that from. Last instinct. Now the crowd rallying behind the rookie Rick Chizenko, the local. Been so impressive in his early ECPW outings. Boy, what a statement win it would be here if he were able to top Thad Howitt. Jeremy Murray administering the 10 count. Making sure both men can get back up to their feet. As Chizenko and Howitt trading blows. As there's another forearm by Howitt. Counter by Chizenko. Chizenko ducks. There's a clothesline. And another clothesline. And down goes Thad Howitt again. And another clothesline. Every time he gets up, he goes right back down. As Chizenko puts his arms and Gives the impact to Howitt. Perhaps another powerful slam coming up here from Chizenko. He's got Howitt in the middle of the ring. Follow-away slam. And Thad Howitt's feeling that one. Now Chizenko going to try to get himself in position, perhaps for a pinfall attempt. As we've seen a lot in this match, one of these wrestlers will hit a big impact maneuver, and sometimes it takes enough energy out of them that it delays going for a pinfall attempt. Match taking its toll on both of these guys. It's been a very, very entertaining contest. As Chizenko whipped into the ropes. Sunset flip attempt. It's countered by Howitt. Pinfall attempt. One. He's got the ropes. And a 3 count. Jeremy Murray was watching to see.
Your winner.
Waiting for the official word. And it is a victory for Bad Thad Howitt. As I mentioned, Jeremy Murray was looking to see if Chizenko's legs were down, if the shoulders were down, and he didn't see that Howitt had his hands on the rope. I'm not even sure Chizenko realizes it. And he is in dismay, and I mean, no shame in that performance for Chizenko, as we mentioned, just getting going here at his ECPW 10. You're going to see great things from him, and he'd have loved to have picked up a big victory over Thad Howitt, but by hook or by crook, Thad Howitt finds his way to victory. And it is a victory for Bad Thad Howitt. Great effort from Rick Chizenko, but ultimately not enough here, as it's a win for Bad Thad Howitt. ECPW Exhibition Explosion for the Northside grounds here on Rogers.
Ryan Schimmel, what an exceptional debut. And we want to see more of him, no doubt about it. I think the people in the ECPW offices were sufficiently impressed. Tables right below them. Oh my God! A superplex through the tables!
Championship opportunity for Joey White, who's been wrestling for 3 years around the Maritimes, and he's had championship gold and other promotions around the Maritimes, but a champion for almost a year on the mainland, and also a tag team champion for over 2 months in UCW. So he's no stranger to gold. Still a relative newcomer here in ECPW. And it's been a big 2025 for Joey White. Made his international debut in Maine in June, and he's looking to take that international pedigree and have some success here, as he's earned himself an opportunity at the Celtic Roots Championship. As Joey White, the challenger, and here comes the ever-popular champion.
And his opponent, hailing from Cornerbrook, Newfoundland, he is your
You talk about a fighting champion taking on all comers. Earlier this month in New Waterford, he issued an open challenge and ended up winning a three-way dance, a triple threat against Ricky Mortis and Thad Howitt. Earlier this year, he had successful defenses against Jonathan Cross and Bobby Boyette. And he was voted by the fans as ECPW's Men's Wrestler of the Year in 2024. Extremely talented, extremely popular. Won the Celtic Roots Championship back in October in a four-way ladder match. And as I said, he has been a fighting champion since then. And even before, he had wins over Dawson James, Rudy Lockhart, and JP Sims. As he adorns the cowboy hat, he's getting into the exhibition spirit. Former UCW Atlantic Canadian champion back in 2023. As he's somebody who's really gained the respect of the fans here because he has been such a fighting champion. But a new challenge for him tonight in the form of Joey White. Should be a tremendous championship match. And certainly you have to say that the Celtic Roots title gaining prestige. And how about this? He's going to give his jacket to that young fan at ringside. That young lady, her night's been made. And they're telling her, hey, you can keep it. She might want to take it off at the moment because it's pretty warm, but what a great souvenir. And a great showing of respect for the fans from the Newfoundland Nightmare, Justin Newhook. I can tell you, with the warm weather here, I don't think anybody needs to be wrestling in a jacket. I'm sure the guys are pretty warm in the ring. So again, championship very much on the line. Joey White, the challenger in green, and the blue and black is Justin Newhook, the defending Celtic Roots champion. Jeremy Murray is your referee in charge. Young officials working his way up the ranks to now officiating championship matches. He'll check both wrestlers to make sure that no one's taking any weapons from the backstage. And look at this, Justin Newhook conducting a check on Jeremy Murray. Just wants to make sure the referee is on the level. He's trying to loosen the mood a little bit here. Jeremy Murray's a respected individual. He's not up to any chicanery, I can promise you that. Very much looking forward to see what Joey White brings here in his first title opportunity in ECPW. Jeremy Murray says ring the bell, and we are underway with this Celtic Roots title match. And Joey White showing no respect for the veteran champion. Asking what Newhook's going to do, and Newhook showing no respect in turn for his t-shirt. As Justin Newhook, the Newfoundland Nightmare, not just a serious competitor, he knows how to have a little bit of fun in the ring as well, so he'll take the early advantage. I guess that's one way to bypass locking up in the middle of the ring. As headlock, but quickly that's reversed, and now White going to work on the arm. Newhook finds himself grounded in the middle of the ring, down to one knee. As White wringing the arm of Newhook. As Joey White pounding on the arm of Justin Newhook. As White gaining an advantage here. Twist that arm, and reversal by Newhook. Good technical start to this matchup. Newhook, hip toss, grounds White, and now he's going to go to work on Joey White's arm. As Joey White in green, the challenger, Justin Newhook, the defending fighting champion. Again, going to work on the arm. Rolling in the middle of the ring to regain his base. Effective strategy for White. Now he's able to ground Newhook. Again, looks like both of these guys have done their homework on their opponent. Is now White grounding Newhook, at least for the time being. Tough to keep the big man down. I would think the fans very much behind Justin Newhook here. As Joey White taken into a headlock position by Newhook. Whipped off the ropes. A shoulder tackle. Wow, what a display of power. Joey White doesn't know what hit him. Newhook off the ropes and just stepping on his opponent. He'll feel that. He might have an imprint of a foot when he wakes up tomorrow. Oh, pinfall attempt, though, by White. Roll up 1 and a 2. Oh, not quite a 2. Was trying to catch the champion by surprise. Now White thrown out of the ring, and I mentioned before, that ground is pretty hard. The wrestlers definitely want to avoid being pelted into the hard grass. Powerful chop from Newhook. Newhook reacquainting with his fan. And is he going to use her as a weapon? Yes, he will. Young lady's boots going right in to the head of Joey White. I guess referee discretion from Jeremy Murray to not call for a disqualification, but everybody's having fun out there as Joey White feeling the impact. As Jeremy Murray administering the 10 count. A smart move there by Justin Newhook. Stay hydrated, folks. As good job using bottled water, too. We're trying to conserve our tap water these days. As Joey White has Newhook out. And Newhook's taking himself a seat amongst the crowd. And powerful chop from White. As Joey White, oh, wow. Plastic axe in the hands of Newhook. Oh, right to the stomach of White. He's feeling the impact of that. Almost the effect of a paper cut there, perhaps. And Newhook back to the drawing board, or back to the axe, I should say, as Murray is showing discretion here, telling both of these guys to get back in the ring. Of course, championship match. Fans want to see it decided there. Oh, hardest part of the ring. Back suplex by Newhook, who takes a bow. Crowd appreciating, we'll say, the innovative offense of the Newfoundland Nightmare. Always full of surprises. For an inverted DDT in the middle of the ring. Pinfall attempt. That could be it. Could be over quick. Wow, a kick out. Only at 1. Statement kick out there from Joey White. Letting the champion know, I'm still here. I'm still ready to fight for your title. Celtic Roots Championship is on the line. Justin Newhook, the champion, in blue. Joey White, the challenger, in green. Crowd very much on the side of Justin Newhook, who's has his opponent. White grounded in the middle of the ring, putting on all kinds of pressure. Jeremy Murray there to administer the 5 count. Newhook going to 4, which he has the willingness to do. Pinfall attempt. And kick out at 1 again by White. Newhook thinking of what he needs to do next to polish off the young challenger, Joey White, who's backed into the corner. And again, that 5 count being administered. And breaking in plenty of time is Justin Newhook, the Newfoundland Nightmare, and getting a couple of shots behind the back, and Murray's able to see it. White goes across. Nobody home. Newhook takes White down to the center of the ring. Neckbreaker pinfall attempt. This could be it. 2 and a 2 count. So Newhook may be getting closer now. Newhook says that's it. He's just going to try to finish it off. Puts it in position for Fireman's Carry takeover. White counters. And White takes down Newhook. Good display of power there from Joey White. And for the time being, he's grounded the champion, Justin Newhook. As forearm by Joey White. Another forearm. Has Newhook in the corner where he wants him. Crowd on the side of Justin Newhook here at the exhibition grounds in North Sydney. Kick to the back there by Joey White on Newhook. And perhaps for the first time in this match, White's gained some real momentum. As Scholler in the middle of the ring. Pinfall attempt and a 2. Maybe 2.5. And a good ring awareness by Joey White. He knew he had Newhook in the middle of the ring. And positioned himself well for the counter. Now he's arguing with the referee. You're never going to win that argument. Doesn't matter what sport it is. The call's never going to get overturned like that. As White putting his knee into the back of Newhook. Jeremy Murray again. He's been busy in this matchup, administering the 5 count. Kick to the back of Newhook and another kick. As perhaps the champion is in some trouble here. Celtic Roots title very much up for grabs. Off the ropes, duck of a clothesline. White pushed back out of the ropes and then shoved down. He's able to get back up. Oh, only to be met by a powerful clothesline. by Newhook. Can he get in position for a cover? Looks like he will be able to. 1, 2, and just 2. Perhaps that extra second that it took Newhook to get in position to make the pinfall gave White the opportunity to kick out. Great title match here, and obviously Justin Newhook is very impressive always, but quite the showing here in his first championship match for the youngster Joey White. As White, knee to the stomach, powerful kick, trying to work on the arm of Newhook. Newhook ducks. Oh, taken down is Newhook. As Newhook down on the mat, pinfall attempt for White. 1, 2, and a 2 count. As Newhook down on the mat. As fans chanting for Justin Newhook. As White in control of the matchup, but he might lose that control if he wastes his time arguing with the fans. I feel like Newhook was trying to wave his finger in defiance, but White remains in control and just going to work on that finger with the boot. As White now. A couple of kicks to the head of Newhook. As White. Oh, a knee right to the body there of Newhook. Pinfall attempt and a 2, just a 2. He's saying it was 3. Jeremy Murray disagrees. As great Celtic Roots Championship match underway here. Joey White perhaps going to the high rent district here, up to the top rope it looks like. Making his way up, or is he going to get up to the top rope? No, not going to have the opportunity to. Newhook has him lined up on the middle rope. Is he going to go for a superplex here? Pulling White up to the top rope to maximize the impact. Oh, down White goes. I was wondering if Jeremy Murray was going to spring out of the ring with the impact there. Now both men are down. Murray there to administer the 10 count. Will either wrestler be able to get up in time? Crowd urging Justin Newhook to get back up. Celtic Roots Championship on the line here at ECPW's Exhibition Explosion. As Newhook ducks the clothesline, hits his own powerful clothesline. As White giving a big elbow to the throat. Newhook, splash. And now, big boot. White's down. Big impact, middle of the ring. 1, 2. Oh, a 2.5. As using all the weight of his body on the body of Joey White. And Newhook maybe a little bit perplexed, surprised that he hasn't been able to put Joey White away yet. Game performance for the challenger. Championship still up for grabs here. Middle of the ring, attempt of a neck breaker there perhaps by White. It's countered. As Newhook has White up. And again, both men coming up with the counters when they're in trouble. Oh, Newhook taken down. Pinfall attempt here next to the ropes. 2. Oh, 2 3/4. And Joey White was like a veteran. He saw how close Newhook was to the ropes, and he was able to sweep away both his leg and his arm. Very impressive from the youngster White, but ultimately wasn't able to get the 3 count. Newhook trying to finish White off. Pinfall middle of the ring. 2 and a 3. What a tremendous Celtic Roots Championship match this was. And I have to tell you, Joey White, the youngster, in his first title opportunity in ECPW, proved he was more than worthy. Going toe-to-toe with one of ECPW's best. But what can you say about Justin Newhook? You look up the term fighting champion in the dictionary, and I think you're going to see a picture of Justin Newhook. He's taken on every variety of challengers you can imagine. And he got a game effort from Joey White tonight. But the champion does what the champion does. A big victory to retain his ECPW Celtic Roots Championship. As Justin Newhook, a very impressive title defense indeed. And so popular with the fans here everywhere around Cape Breton Island, North Sydney tonight. As he gets the win, successful title defense for Justin Newhook. You're watching ECPW's Exhibition Explosion from the North Side Exhibition on Rogers TV.